So tell me this, honestly now, how ready are you for CDS? You think you're really ready? You think you've got it all covered? You think nothing can stop you now? Nothing can go possibly wrong? Well, then this is the video for you. Hello and welcome to another episode of Customs Manager. It's time for CDS, the Customs Declaration Service of the United Kingdom. And I've moved up to the top, I know, because I want to share with you the presentation that I delivered to ACITA, the International Trade Organization of the UK, one of the key organizations which represents consultants, advisors, companies, importers, exporters, agents, brokers, a lot of stakeholders in international trade, most of which have to implement the changes on CDS coming your way autumn and spring of 2022-2023 respectively. Now, I delivered this presentation at the ACITA General Assembly in June 2022, and I would like you to be part of this as well. So if you're ready, let's go for the CDS presentation with the title, How Ready Are We Really? So that is in fact the question. How ready are you? And let's do this, right? On a scale of 1 to 4, where 1 is, I don't know what CDS is. I actually don't deal with customs. I just accidentally clicked here. Or I don't really know if I could maybe eat that for breakfast. Or you are at the early stages of preparations for CDS, right? So that would be a 1. If you choose number 2, then your broker, your agent will have said to you, we're ready. And you take that for face value and you believe that, and you lean back, you relax, and that's it. And maybe you even have a written confirmation from your broker, from your agent who's filing the declarations for you that you are ready. So you believe that you're ready, but you haven't done any active steps. That would be a 2. 3, if you'd select 3, then you'd say, well, I think my business is ready, because you have done what HMRC told you you're supposed to do. You've completed the checklist. Well, that is the checklist of June 2022. I don't know if there are any others in the meantime, but if you've completed that checklist, if you've kind of followed the advice of HMRC and you feel that, you've completed all the steps, and you have also broker assurances or agent assurances that you are ready, well, then you could really be ready for CDS, right? So then you take a 3. And if you're 4, well, then you're a pro, right? Then you tell me, right? You are so into this, you literally could hold lectures about this. You could train other people about this. You actually can successfully log into CDS system and then file a declaration and get a positive response. That's what I would mean. So from these 1 to 4, can you make your choice now? Write it on a piece of paper. Let's do it right now. Which one are you going to choose? Let's check how ready you are. Okay, so once you've selected that number, now turn that piece of paper around and listen to this. So I would argue that, we've had this before, haven't we? We've been told that we need to get ready for something. Just remember Brexit. Do you remember Brexit? Do you remember this campaign, in fact? Yeah. So this was the official campaign that said how to get ready for Brexit. And, I just wanted to remind you that that's not been too long ago. And how did that go for us? Did you not remember that this campaign that was done by the government actually told you to get ready for Brexit and what was it that they said you had to do? Well, this, didn't they? This is literally from this document. So this is what you need to do to get ready for Brexit. So what is it? Let's have a look. There will be changes. Okay. Take the first step, prepare. If you don't have a UK EORI number, Economic Operator Registration or Identification number, you should get that. Check how import and export for the EU will be impacted, including tariff, taxes, and transportation of goods. So in a nutshell, we got to get an EORI number, don't I? Well, if you did follow that, and you just got an EORI number, and you said, well, that's what this said, then it talked about how this impacts my tariffs. I don't really know what action I should do with that, because that's not actionable. And you could think that you're ready. If you were to click on one of those links, prepare to export to the EU and prepare to import to the UK. However, you will very soon find out that it's not that straightforward. And so for CDS, you will have heard really great messages on how to get ready for CDS. And they might not sound so problematic, in fact. Well, let's do this. Let's just click on the prepare to export to the EU and prepare to import in the UK. And then you'll see, oh, actually, that leads you to this page. And that page goes further down into detail. So have a look at this. You click import, export. You say, for example, you click on either import or export. Well, then this opens up. And before you know, you realize that what once was just a piece of paper at 1, 2, 3 sentences now has gone into a lot of granular detail that is really difficult to manage, because now all of a sudden you need to do all this for imports and you need to do all this for exports. There are 11 steps for imports and there are 8 steps for export. Well, that's pretty cool, but it means what? It means when you started looking at the piece of paper and thinking this was really easy, very quickly you realize maybe it's not that easy. And may I remind you of another piece of experience that we've had in the past. You may think we're ready for CDS and you may have chosen 4, but you remember this? This is from the BBC, right? This is 71 pages of paperwork for 1 lorry of fish. Now, I don't make this up. This is from the BBC, so do with it what you want. But what's important here, and you can read that, they started with getting an EORI number, just like the government said, isn't it? Yeah, and they knew they needed something specific for fish. So they got all that, and then they thought they were ready. And they felt ready to go on day 1 when the new trade rules came in. But the day-to-day reality was, in fact, very different. And there's yet another example which kind of reminds you as to why maybe there is a little bit more to think about than meets the eye. The Percy Pigs in Ireland, hit by Brexit red tape as M&S warns of tariffs. So there is this issue with rules of origin that we may have overlooked, or some may have overlooked. Here's a good examples of thinking we were ready, but then we weren't really too ready because there are lots of granular details that we may have not considered. So just be reminded of the fish example, the Percy Pig example, and what to think of guidance that looks suspiciously easy to prepare yourself for. So if you think back on how well Brexit preparation's gone, how confident do you feel now with CDS? Well, there are those, including large customs clearance agents, that would argue, actually, for customs clearance agents, this CDS is bigger than Brexit. That's a quote that I've heard in industry lately, as we were all starting to prepare for CDS. As some say, the principles don't change, the method of delivering the customs declaration and the information changes. But still, it could be a big, big deal. So with that all said, this is the guidance that I saw in June 2022. It was called the Trader Checklist. There were others and other information, let's be fair, but this was a key one. The Trader Checklist, moving to the Customs Declaration Service. And you know very well that for CDS, after the 30th of September 2022, the ability to make import declarations in chief the old system will end. You also know that after March 31st, 2023, the ability to make export declaration in the old system will end. You need to use the new system called CDS. So that's all described in the trader checklist. And what are the things you need to do? Well, first of all, to get ready, right? So first of all, get a government gateway account. Do you have that? Tick. Easy, right? Question of 5 minutes. Apply for an economic operator registration and identification number. Well, hello, everyone will have had that, because otherwise you're not going to trade, are you? So that's another 5 minutes. Register for the customs declaration service is step 3 you're supposed to undertake. Well, that takes another 5 minutes, does it? Or choose which payment method you want to use. All right, so I knew this was going to be about money, right? It's only about money, isn't it? Honestly. Well, there are changes to the payment method, so you're going to make that choice, okay? And you see there are different options for you, so you're going to think about that. And then 5. And 5 actually is already the last one. And it says, instruct your customs broker or agent. You need to give your broker or agent customs clearance instructions in order to use the customs declaration service, so that you tell them how, when, why, in which way, and where from, and all of that, including preferred method of payment. Again, about money, isn't it? You might know about Incoterms, awareness of values, location information. Whoa, wait a minute. What? I need to do something? I need to know about all of these things? How do I know that? So the first 4 things are really easy. The 5th one looks easy, but if you really think about it, how well, honestly, hand to heart, are you instructing your agents?